Welcome to About Mansfield. It's your audio newspaper. I'm Steve Cassio with the August 7th, 2024, 234th edition. Colleen Daniel has the day off, and we're here with the About Mansfield news team. Coming up, it's Mansfield news, talk, and information. A little later in the episode, you will have a chance to win a $25 gift card to a Mansfield restaurant of your choice with our Mansfield Trivia Question, courtesy of Joe Jenkins Insurance. Let's take a look at the stories we're covering this week. Mansfield ISD to start the school year with changes in transportation and non-prescription meds. Single vehicle accident takes the life of its driver. National Farmers Market Week gives residents a chance to shop local. Walmart drone delivery service is up and running. And in sports, a recap of Mansfield athletes competing in the Summer Olympics. And in the talk segment, I will talk in studio with Doctor of Naturopathy, Michaela Jones. We are Mansfield's only source for news, talk, and information. This is About Mansfield.
Hey there, it's Luke from Cool Hand Electric. Are you tired of dealing with plugs or lights that just won't cooperate? Well, don't fret. Give us a call. Worried about power outages or surges damaging your precious electronics? We've got you covered. Whether it's a whole house generator or surge protection, our solution-oriented Cool Hands are ready to tailor the perfect option that suits your needs and budget. At Cool Hand Electric, excellence is still cool.
Cool Hand, Cool Hand, Cool Hand, where excellence is still cool.
This is Paul Duncan with Trinity Solar Services. That's right, solar. Back in the 1960s, NASA used solar cells in their space missions. But get this, the very first solar cells were actually invented back in 1883. Solar energy has made great strides over the past 140 years, but one theme remains constant: solar works. Solar panels are the MVPs of renewable energy. While reducing carbon emissions and taking a stand against climate change, solar panels can also help to greatly reduce your electric bill. Trinity Solar Services is your sun-powered solutions, and we want to deck out your home with top-notch Tier 1 panels without breaking the bank. Reach out to us today for a complimentary quote. Trinity Solar Services is a Mansfield-based company that's all about building relationships through good old-fashioned, family-owned business values. Find us online at trinitysolarservices.com. That's trinitysolarservices.com.
Navigating the ever-changing real estate market can be exhausting. At the Hornburg Real Estate Group at One West, our team of experts help make the most of your home selling goals. From the ability to bring buyers multiple cash offers, offer different ways to sell your home, and even offer pay-at-close vendors, we help you get top dollar. We have a robust marketing strategy to ensure you always have options to get your home sold in the way that makes the most sense for you. Each agent at the Hornburg Real Estate Group has been expertly trained and has years of experience behind them. Find out why our clients consistently rate us 5 stars year after year. Call or text us at 817-264-7087. Again, that's 817-264-7087. Or visit us online at homesbyhrg.com.
Hi, I'm Olympia Longjumper, Jacob Fincham-Dukes, and you're listening to About Mansfield.
Welcome back to About Mansfield. This portion of the news is brought to you by the Grandview Event Center in Mansfield. Mansfield ISD announced on Monday a couple of changes to the policies regarding bus transportation and non-prescription medications. Let's start with transportation. When school starts on August 14th, all elementary, intermediate, and special ed students who receive bus transportation to and from school will have a smart tag badge they will scan when getting on and off an MISD school bus. Most students will simply attach the badge to their backpack. The smart tag technology keeps track of which students are on a particular bus, when they board, when they exit, and where. The system will also alert the driver if a student gets off at the wrong stop. Families are kept in the loop through an app that shows the bus location and sends alerts indicating when and where a student boarded and exited the bus. In the event of a delay or accident, families will be notified through the app. The only information stored in the badge is the student's ID number and the correct bus stop. MISD plans to issue smart tags to middle and high school students later this year. Until that time, secondary school families can follow their students' bus by downloading the Smart Tag app from their phone's app store. Regarding non-prescription medications, in July, the Mansfield ISD Board of Trustees approved changes to a local policy regarding the administration of non-prescription medications by school nurses. The changes were made to better align with the guidelines from the Texas Board of Nursing and to enhance student safety. Starting in the 24-25 school year, the policy will require a physician's order for all medication that is not included on the district-approved list in the student handbook if the medication is to be administered by a school nurse. The district-approved medications list is acetaminophen, such as Tylenol, ibuprofen, such as Advil or Motrin, diphenhydramine, also known as Benadryl, and cough drops and lozenges. For more information, visit the district's website at mansfieldisd.org. Mansfield Police Department officers were dispatched to the 2300 block of Newt Patterson Road at approximately 3:50 Saturday morning in response to a single vehicle accident. Upon arrival, officers observed a gray Chevy Trax SUV engulfed in flames. Working together with the Rendon Fire Department, Mansfield Fire Department responded promptly to extinguish the fire. After the fire was put out, it was discovered that the vehicle was occupied by a single driver who was pronounced dead at the scene by the Tarrant County Medical Examiner's Office. No other occupants were found in or around the vehicle. The medical examiner's office will identify the deceased and notify the next of kin. The Mansfield Police Department's Accident Investigations Unit is actively investigating the incident. Preliminary findings indicate the vehicle was off the roadway when it collided with a drainage pipe. Anyone with information regarding this incident is urged to contact Sergeant Cameron Sly at the Mansfield Police Department. In lighter news, National Farmers Market Week began on Monday and runs through Saturday, August 10th. This week celebrates a crucial role farmers markets play in strengthening our food system and building stronger, healthier communities. Farmers markets brings millions of dollars annually to our hardworking local producers and promote healthy eating. They provide a unique opportunity for folks to connect with the dedicated Texans who grow their food. Statistics have shown that over half of every $100 spent at your local farmer's market stays within the community. A farmer selling directly to consumers creates 3 times as many jobs as a wholesaler. Local businesses benefit from increased foot traffic, and small agricultural producers often buy supplies locally, keeping more money circulating in the community. These markets are critical financial lifelines for small and young farmers and ranchers who take home as much as 90 cents of every dollar spent. Local markets also promote healthier eating habits by providing access to fresh produce and locally raised meats. They offer priceless opportunities to meet with the hardworking farmers and ranchers who bring fresh bread, vegetables, and meat to our tables. The Mansfield Farm and Cottage Market runs every Saturday, May to November, from 8 a.m. to noon in the Mansfield Mission Center thrift store parking lot at 703 East Broad Street. You know what? It works. It really works. The drone delivery service from Walmart right here in Mansfield is up and running. About Mansfield tested the new service on Thursday and found it incredibly easy to use. The first order was free, and the entire process took less than 15 minutes from the time the order was placed. A drone gently lowered a blue cardboard box onto the lawn, containing a box of chocolate chip cookies and a small bottle of water for counterbalance. Users can track the drone's progress through an app. It's similar to tracking an Uber car. The drones are over 4 feet long with a wingspan of nearly 5 feet. They weigh about 11 pounds without a package. They can travel up to 65 miles an hour and have a delivery radius of up to 6 miles. The service is available to houses, but not to apartment complexes. While the drones have a weight limit of about 10 pounds, there are still about 1,000 items to choose from on the Wing app, including produce, dairy, meat, seafood, and beverages. The company that developed the drone service is called Wing, and they have partnered with DoorDash earlier this year on a trial basis in Christiansburg, Virginia, suggesting other drone deliveries could be on the horizon. To get started with Walmart's drone delivery service, download the Wing Delivery app onto your smartphone and follow the prompts. Olympic athletes make Mansfield proud, and we'll talk about it because sports is next.
Are you ready to create unforgettable memories? Picture this: an enchanting event venue nestled amidst breathtaking landscapes with panoramic views right here in Mansfield. The Grandview Event Center is the perfect setting to bring your vision to life. From intimate gatherings to large-scale extravaganzas, the Grandview has flexible spaces to accommodate any occasion, be it a graduation or school function, art exhibition, or birthday or anniversary party. Book your next unforgettable experience at thegrandviewmansfield.com. That's thegrandviewmansfield.com. The Grandview Event Center, where memories are made and dreams become reality. Book your event today.
I'm Philip Washington, Chief Investment Officer of Stonehill Wealth Management and host of the Wealth Building Made Simple podcast. First book I read in college was Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and it changed my life. And since then, I've read tons and tons of books on money. And what I've done is taken those lessons, simplified them, and I talk about those lessons on my podcast, Wealth Building Made Simple. So come hang out with us. We're on every major platform, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and on YouTube. Wealth Building Made Simple.
At Methodist Mansfield Medical Center, we've been caring for our home team for over 15 years. Today, you'll find award-winning physicians on the medical staff, advanced neurosurgery, a level 3 trauma center, critical care for newborns, and comprehensive orthopedic care. Methodist Mansfield, delivering the care our friends, neighbors, and home team depend on. That's community, and why so many people trust Methodist.
In sports, here's your weekend roundup of Mansfield-based athletes competing in the Summer Olympics. Let's start with Jasmine Moore, who won bronze on Saturday in the triple jump with a jump of 14.67 meters. That's 48 feet. The 2019 Lake Ridge grad qualified for the long jump on Tuesday morning, where she is ranked number 14 in the world, and Jasmine Moore will compete in those finals on Thursday at 1 p.m. Central Time. Jacob Fincham-Dukes qualified for the long jump finals with a personal best of 8.2 meters. That's 26 feet. In Sunday's competition. Jumping in the finals on Tuesday, Fincham-Dukes placed 5th in the competition and was just about 8 inches shy of making the podium. Ranked number 20 in his sport in the world, Fincham-Dukes is a native of Harrogate, United Kingdom, and is competing on behalf of Team Great Britain. He has lived in Mansfield for the past 2 years. We switch now to Joseph Joe the Thrower Brown. He made his Olympics debut Tuesday morning in the men's discus throw and placed 10th in his group with a toss of 61.68 meters. It's just over 202 feet. Unfortunately, only the top 6 competitors moved on to the finals. A Mansfield High grad, Joe the Thrower, will undoubtedly be coming back to Mansfield with a boatload of experience and memories. If you have a comment about the show, the news, whatever's on your mind locally, the good, the bad, the ugly, you can reach us by voicemail at 817-435-2938. That voicemail number again, 817-435-2938. You just might wind up on the show, just like Nancy.
Hey, Steve, you're a total liberal, and you can post this on your little website. But we're done with you guys. We're done with you liberals. Done. D-O-N-E, done. Thank you.
That voicemail number again, 817-435-2938. This coming Monday, August 12th, is one of my favorite days of the year. It's National Vinyl Record Day, and it celebrates all forms of audio content, music, speech, sound effects, much, much more. Anything that it's been pressed onto vinyl records. Vinyl records were the dominant medium for listening to music until compact discs took over in 1991. However, vinyl started making a resurgence in 2006 with album sales steadily rising. This trend continued, and in 2020, vinyl record sales even surpassed those of CDs. The day was founded by Gary Freeberg of Los Osos, California, in honor of Thomas Edison's invention of the phonograph in 1877. Freeberg encourages everyone to cherish fond memories and the positive aspects of life, particularly through the appreciation of vinyl records. In the early 90s, I sold most of my 600 or so vinyl albums and replaced them with CDs. Despite this, I still love browsing through used record stores to find lost, cherished LPs. Two of my favorite spots right here in Mansfield for hunting for used records are the Antique Mall of Mansfield on Main Street and Half Price Books on the 287 Service Road near the Home Depot. Coming up after the break, we turn the page to the features section.
I'm Angel Biasatti, and today we have a special guest, Dr. Muhammad Memon, to talk about our upcoming event, Tame the Flame.
Do you love where you live but want to add character to your home? I'm Angela Hornburg, and we'll discuss it in the Mansfield Real Estate Update.
In this week's Cocktail of the Week, picture a drink that's as smooth talking as a kid trying to explain a D-plus grade.
We are Mansfield's only source for news, talk, and information. I'm Steve Casillo, and this is About Mansfield. This portion of the news was brought to you by the Grandview Event Center in Mansfield.
Hey there, it's Luke from Cool Hand Electric. Are you tired of dealing with plugs or lights that just won't cooperate? Well, don't fret. Give us a call. Worried about power outages or surges damaging your precious electronics? We've got you covered. Whether it's a whole house generator or surge protection, our solution-oriented Cool Hands are ready to tailor the perfect option that suits your needs and budget. At Cool Hand Electric, excellence is still cool.
Cool hand, cool hand, cool hand, where excellence is still cool.
Hey, it's Steve Casillo, and are you ready to make your voice heard? Want to bring out your ideas to life through captivating conversations and engaging visuals? Look no further than Podcast Mansfield Recording Studio, your one-stop destination for award-winning audio and video podcast recording. Equipped with cutting-edge microphones, crystal clear audio recording, and high-definition cameras, we're here to turn your ideas into engrossing content. But it's not just about the equipment. We're dedicated to bringing out the best in your content. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, we're here to elevate your podcasting game. We'll even help you with intro music, transitions, voiceover, and that professional polish that sets your podcast apart. So whether you're into interviews, storytelling, or simply sharing your expertise, Podcast Mansfield can help bring your podcasting dreams to life. Visit podcastmansfield.com. Podcast Mansfield, where creating your podcast masterpiece has never been easier. We'd like to say congratulations to Mark Walker, who knew that the business that occupies the C.A. Smith building on Main Street is optometrist Dr. Robert A. Smith, no relation. By the way, Dr. Smith is currently in the process of restoring his building back to the original 1800s design. We can't wait to see the finished product. When we come back, this week's trivia question. This is About Mansfield.
Hi, this is Joe Jenkins with Joe Jenkins Farmers Insurance, specializing in auto, home, commercial, and life insurance. I was born and raised here in Mansfield, Texas. We're active in the community, and Mansfield's a town we really care about. Our office has over 30 years' experience in the insurance industry, and we're passionate about what we do and about customer service. For a free quote, please visit our website at joejenkinsinsurance.com or give us a call at 817-472-6058. Once again, that website is joejenkinsinsurance.com.
It is time right here, right now for the highly coveted, wildly popular About Mansfield trivia question. If you are the first person to email the correct answer to trivia@aboutmansfield.com, you will receive a $25 gift card to a Mansfield restaurant of your choice. It's brought to you by Joe Jenkins Insurance. Whether you're looking for homeowners, auto, commercial, or any other type of insurance, Joe has helped Mansfield area residents understand the insurance coverage that best fit their needs since 2010. You can find him on the internet at joejenkinsinsurance.com. The subject of today's question grew up in Mansfield, started her education at Mansfield Elementary School, and completed high school in Fort Worth in 1921. She pursued higher education at Bishop College in Marshall, Texas, and then later earned a master's degree in education from the University of Colorado at Boulder. For 49 years, she dedicated herself to MISD as a teacher and principal, impacting 3 generations of students. In recognition of her contributions, a school has been named in her honor. This week's trivia question is, who is the person I just described? Email your answer to trivia@aboutmansfield.com. Again, name the person I just described. Good luck. Thanks to Joe Jenkins Insurance for the gift card.
Hi, I'm Olympic athlete Joe Brown, and you're listening to About Mansfield.
Welcome back to About Mansfield, your audio newspaper. Let's open up the features section. Angel Biasatti is here to talk about how to tame the flame in Methodist Mansfield News to Know. Angel?
Well, Dr. Memon, we're excited to hear more about this event aimed at raising awareness about heartburn. Can you tell our listeners what they can expect?
The Tame the Flame is an event where the community can come together to enjoy the spicy side of the life while learning how to keep the heartburn at bay. It's happening on Thursday, August 8th from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. in the Methodist Mansfield Medical Center cafeteria. We'll have a roasted green hatch chili peppers and do your own hot sauce contest with trophies from the top for the top 3 people. Plus, our physician panel will share practical tips for managing heartburn. And Chef Karim will demonstrate how to prepare spicy foods without the burn. It's going to be a fantastic opportunity to spice your knowledge and enjoy some delicious eats.
Well, that sounds like fiery fun. What else can attendees look forward to?
Attendees will also have a chance to sample spicy foods, enter the hot sauce contest, learn how to enjoy their favorite foods without suffering from heartburn. There will also be plenty of giveaway prizes, and lucky attendees will win an exciting door prize and an H-E-B gift card.
And I hear the first 100 participants will receive a Tame the Flame t-shirt.
Absolutely. And also don't forget to register at www.methodisthealthsystem.org/events to secure your spot.
Fantastic. So mark your calendars, folks. Tame the flame. It's hot outside, so come on in and tame that flame and learn more about heartburn Thursday, August 8th from 5:30 to 7:30 at Methodist Mansfield Medical Center. And to all our listeners, let's come together to tame the flame while exploring the spicy side of life and keeping heartburn at bay. Until next time, this is Angel Biasatti for the About Mansfield podcast.
Realtor Angela Hornburg talks about how to add character to your home in the Mansfield Real Estate Update. Angela?
Whether you love where you live and you're looking for fresh ideas, or you're prepping your home for sale, there are some easy and inexpensive ways to add character to your home. One way to add great character to your home is to stagger your upper kitchen cabinets. Most homes have cabinets installed in sets, which means you can unscrew them and move them up or down to create a more custom look. You may have to trim off your crown molding or perhaps add some to complete the look, but this is an inexpensive way, even if you hire someone to create a lot of character in the kitchen. Another great way to add character is to trim out windows with wood trim. You can find online tutorials on Pinterest for the board sizing, how to measure the wood, and install it to create an instantly high-end look in any home. Right along the same trend, adding an interior pediment, which is trim work, to your front door makes a big impact if you've got the room. Similar to trimming out a window, you can trim out the front door with custom pieces to make it look like a really cool treatment, as well as lighten the foyer and the entry area. A great new way to add a lot of character is the arrival of high-quality peel and stick wallpaper. Many wallpaper manufacturers are now making a peel and stick product that works well even in humid environments. This is a great way to add character to accent walls, backsplash areas, and bathrooms as well. There are many ways to update your home that adds character and also makes it uniquely you. Reporting for the About Mansfield podcast, I am Angela Hornburg, broker with One West Real Estate.
Shaken or stirred, you know it's going to be good as Brian Certain takes us back to school in the Cocktail of the Week. Brian?
This week's Cocktail of the Week is the Parent-Teacher Conference. As summer winds down and the school bell begins to ring, parents and teachers alike find themselves caught in the whirlwind of back-to-school season. Whether you're a parent bracing for another year of packed lunches and homework help, or a teacher preparing to shape young minds, this time of year calls for a special kind of celebration. That's why we've crafted a month's worth of school-themed cocktails to help you toast the new academic year in style. This collection of cocktails embodies the spirit of back to school in various ways. These cocktails capture the essences of the back-to-school season, a time of new beginnings, challenges, and opportunities. They offer a moment of relaxation and celebration for the adults navigating this busy time. So whether you're toasting to a successful parent-teacher night or rewarding yourselves for surviving the first week of classes, this drink provides a fun and thematic way to unwind. Remember, these drinks are meant for responsible enjoyment outside of school hours and duties. They're a lighthearted way to embrace the spirit of the season and find some adult-oriented fun amidst the chaos of backpacks, school supplies, and early morning alarms. So grab your shaker. Let's raise a glass to another year of growth, learning, and the occasional after-hours indulgence. Welcome to your guide to back-to-school spirits. This week's Cocktail of the Week is the Parent-Teacher Conference, a clever twist on the classic whiskey sour, and has become a favorite among educators and parents alike as they navigated the challenges and the triumphs of a new school year. And while it may not have the centuries-old history of some classic cocktails, this modern creation has earned its place in the pantheon of back-to-school themed drinks. The exact origin? Unlike most of the cocktails we talk about here, if you're paying any attention, this is a very common theme. The exact origin of the Parent-Teacher Conference is somewhat shrouded in mystery, much like the reason behind Timmy's sudden interest in the class goldfish. It likely emerged in the early 2010s as part of the craft cocktail renaissance, when bartenders began putting a playful spin on classic recipes. The drink's creator, probably a witty bartender with educator friend or a teacher moonlighting as a mixologist, saw the opportunity to blend a familiar comfort of a whiskey sour with some yet bittersweet experiences of parent-teacher meetings. Why is it a perfect back-to-school cocktail? Well, first off, it's balanced. So like well-managed classroom, this drink strikes a perfect balance between sweet and sour. Strength. The whiskey base provides the fortitude needed to face another academic year. Approachability is sophisticated enough for teachers, but approachable enough for parents new to the cocktail culture. It's a conversation starter. Its name alone breaks the ice at school functions, when appropriate, of course. And versatility. It can be adjusted to suit different tastes, just like teaching styles. But don't worry about taking notes as I'm giving out ingredients and instructions. They'll always be posted on bourbongospel.com. What do we need? We need 2 ounces of bourbon, 1 ounce of fresh lemon juice, 3/4 of an ounce of simple syrup, a 1/2 ounce of a red wine float. Yes, preferably a dry red. You need ice and a lemon twist for garnish. How do we make the Parent-Teacher Conference? Cocktail shaker with ice. Add the whiskey, the lemon juice, and the simple syrup to the shaker. Shake vigorously for 10 to 15 seconds, and then strain the mixture into a rocks glass filled with fresh ice. Slowly, over the side of the glass, pour the red wine over the back of a spoon to create a float on top of the drink, and garnish with a lemon twist. The Parent-Teacher Conference embodies the spirit of the back-to-school season perfectly. The whiskey represents the strength and resilience required by both parents and teachers. The lemon juice symbolizes the tart challenges that may arise, while the simple syrup sweetens the deal, much like rewarding moments in education. The red wine float on top? Well, that's the cherry on the top of a successful school year, or perhaps a nod to the red pen traditionally used for grading. Remember, like all good things in education, this cocktail should be approached with moderation and responsibility. It is not meant for consumption on school grounds or during school hours, but rather as a lighthearted way for adults to celebrate their roles in shaping the next generation. So here's to another year of learning, growing, and the occasional need for a good stiff drink. Cheers to all the parents and teachers out there. May your conferences be productive and your cocktails be perfectly balanced. As always, I'm open to hear your take and your input. You can reach me at brian@bourbongospel.com. And until next week, as Mark Twain said, too much of anything is bad, but too much whiskey is barely enough. Reporting for the About Mansfield podcast, I'm Brian Certain.
We're back in 60 seconds with an interview with Dr. Michaela Jones.
Imagine a city where innovation knows no bounds, where dreams take flight, and the future unfolds before your very eyes. Welcome to Mansfield, a beacon of growth and a testament to vision. In the heart of Mansfield, a remarkable transformation is underway. But it's not just about the physical landscape. It's about the spirit that drives us forward. A spirit of collaboration that bridges cultures, a spirit of entrepreneurship that fuels prosperity, and a spirit of community that binds us as one. Mansfield is more than just a place. It's a canvas where diversity paints the picture of progress. From art festivals that ignite creativity to tech hubs that redefine boundaries, this city celebrates every voice, every passion. Mansfield, where growth knows no limits and the vision is limitless. Brought to you by the unstoppable spirit of the Mansfield Economic Development Corporation.
Hi, I'm Olympian athlete Jasmine Moore, and you're listening to About Mansfield.
Welcome back to another segment of About Mansfield. I'm Steve Casillo as we make the transition from news to talk. And in the studio today, we are going to get healthy. Yes. We have an ND in the house today. N as in Nancy. ND, a naturopathy doctor. And that's Michaela Jones. Welcome to About Mansfield.
Hi. Thank you for having me, Steve. I'm happy to be here.
I've just that intro alone means I've got 20 questions. And really the naturopathy, that's a big word. And first of all, what does that mean?
Well, it is a big word, and it's very interesting because I get asked that a lot. But depending on if a person if they know about natural health or not, some people may know what it is, but some people won't. And a lot of people don't. And basically, it's considered an alternative to conventional medicine. So it's an alternative modality. And it actually is based in the belief that the body can heal itself. So the whole thing about naturopathy is about doing things that can help the body be more in balance so that it can heal itself. So that usually involves things like nutrition or emotion work or physical work or whatever is required to get the body back into balance. And that's what we call homeostasis, which is body balance.
When you say that the body heals itself and natural and all that, the first thing I think of is homeopath.
Yes.
So what's the difference between naturopathy and is it homeopathy? Homeopathy.
Yeah. Well, naturopathy is the overall vision, if you will. It's the overall, this is the discipline.
Does that include homeopathy?
And homeopathy is a modality.
Is a part of it.
Yeah. So homeopathy is more based on like supplementation, natural supplementation that one can use to help balance the body. So homeopathy is a modality of naturopathy. And some people call it naturopathy. Either one is okay.
And I have to admit, I had never heard of the word until an hour ago when I Googled it. And I was on your website and I read your bio and I thought, okay. And I pronounced it earlier, naturopathy.
Yeah.
It's naturopathy.
Either one is fine.
So my daily dose of B12 or D3 would be considered homeopathy.
In a way, yes. Homeopathy, though, as a modality is more, it is a supplement, but it's usually like what we call nanodose. So it's like small molecules of a particular substance, because in the discipline, a small amount carries a bigger impact. So so with your supplements that you're taking capsules. So that's like a quantity of it. So homeopathy is more like a microdose of something.
Okay.
And since it's so small, the body can utilize it more efficiently, so you don't need to take as much of it.
So less is more.
Less is more. Yes, exactly. It's based on the principle less is more. It's kind of like almost like vaccines, when you give a person a little bit of it, so the body knows how to utilize it and to work against it. And so it's it's very similar to that. So it's like little goes a long way.
Reading your bio, you You used to work in computers.
I did.
In what aspect?
I was actually a database designer and senior systems analyst. And way back in the day, I worked for multi-million-dollar corporations designing databases for their systems. Yes. I worked for EDS. Some of you may remember EDS.
Sure.
And Oracle. So
Oracle's also a big company.
Yes.
Very big company. Why did you make that transition from database designer to naturopathist?
Yeah. I just say indie.
Okay.
It's a lot easier. And I actually classify myself as an integrative holistic health specialist because I actually...
Wait. Integrative. Now, first of all, that sounds very computer-ish right there. It's an integrated system. So integrative
holistic health specialist.
Integrative holistic specialist.
And I call myself that because I blend multiple modalities into one. Mm-hmm. So I don't use just one thing over another. I use whatever is necessary at the time for my client.
You're an IHS.
Pretty much.
All right. Why did you make this decision to leave database designing and move into the health field? And have you always been a healthy person?
Okay, I would say that I've always been kind of a modern day hippie. So I was always really kind of into healthy stuff. And even when I was working in computers, it's like I made my own soaps and made my own lotions and things of that nature.
Incense and crystals and things like that?
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
The more I learn about you, the more I like you.
Yeah, I'm one of those ones that... You can't put me in a box because I defy the box. What you think is there is not what's really there. So, I'm kind of all over the place. I have different taste in music, as you know, and all kinds of other things. So I'm just me, So I've always been somewhat of what I call the modern day hippie, healthy foods. And, I love making my own body care products and things of that nature. So I'd always been doing that of some sort. And it wasn't until my children came along that I actually made the move more towards actually being a practitioner in the wellness industry. And that started because we had twin daughters that had a lot of allergies, both food allergies and environmental allergies. Yeah. And so it was difficult knowing how to feed them and how to take care of them. And we went to different specialists and dietitians and allergists and everything, and none of them really knew exactly what to do to help them. It was at a time when there were very few resources available. And me being the person that I am, because I'm also very analytical, it kind of goes with the territory of being ex-tech. I was like, okay, I'm going to dive into this and I'm going to figure out what to do.
To the point of getting a doctorate in it.
To the point, yes.
I mean, that's a master's was not enough.
Well, I started in nutrition because my first goal was to learn how to feed them properly.
Yeah.
And so I started. My first one was a certified nutritional consultant. So that's where I started. And actually some of the people in Mansfield may know me from my days of doing food stuff because I did like all the people know me as the allergy-free lady in Mansfield for a while because I used to do the farmer's market.
That's true.
So.
I know you as an original pickle queen.
Well, there's that too. So,
anyway, where does one go to get a degree in naturopathy?
Well, there are some different schools that are geared specifically towards natural health and wellness. I personally went to Trinity, which is one of the foremost schools in that area, and
that area being
health and wellness.
I meant where is Trinity located?
I was in Indianapolis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is that where you're from?
No.
I always thought, you're a local girl.
I'm a local girl. Yeah. So I started in nutrition, and as I started going, I just kept going deeper and deeper and just adding to it, and initially started to help my own children, help my own family, and then eventually I just started helping other people, and here I am.
Diving in, you said early on, probably 10 minutes ago, the body heals itself. Mm-hmm. I'm around pretty high-stress people. Mm-hmm. Stress is not a good thing for the body, is it?
No, it is not.
And so is that part of what you do, is not only deal with nutrition, but the mind, the sound, the soul, the body, soul, and mind. Mm-hmm. And part of that is stress reduction, relaxation. Do you do, what am I thinking of? Meditation.
Yes, I do meditation. I do yoga. I do affirmations. I even use sound therapy. A lot of people, you being a musician, you understand how sound can help de-stress. So
not only de-stress. There are times when I'm on stage. This actually happened a couple of months ago. I've got something going on in my life that is, at that time, was causing a great amount of stress. I went out and did a performance, and at the end of the performance, someone came up to me and says, "Boy, you were really aggressive on your guitar tonight." I didn't notice it, but and it turned out that I was pounding on my guitar because I was actually it was one of the most beautiful way of getting rid of stress. I came home that night just like, I feel great. Mm-hmm. And music does that. Music's made me cry. Music's made me laugh. You don't have to be a musician to be able to appreciate that. But sound therapy is one of the things you do.
Yeah. And what's interesting enough about sound therapy is that there are specific notes that corresponds to different types of emotional states. And if you think of sound therapy, it's I call it noise cancellation for the body.
Okay. Yeah.
Because the way noise canceling earphones work, it actually records, stuff that's going on the outside, and it sends the opposite wave into your ear. And so it cancels it out. And that's the reason why you can't hear it. So sound therapy works pretty much the same way. It's that, whatever note is coming out of your body, which I have some very interesting technology that can measure notes coming out of a person's body through their voice. Proper sound therapy would create files for you that are based on specific notes that are generating out of balance for you, and create a file that would have the opposite note. So when you listen to that sound, it cancels out the stuff that is vibrating way too high for you.
Oh, wow.
Sometimes I've actually described this to clients before when I was trying to help them understand sound therapy. I described it in the manner of music, and particularly guitar playing, because my son plays guitar. Okay. I don't know if you knew that or not.
I did not.
He plays guitar. And one of the ways that I described it was that you can think of the organs and systems in the body as like strings on a guitar. Mm-hmm. And they each have their own sound. So if one of those organs is out of place and you play that string, if it's too tight or it's too loose, it's not going to sound right. But then when you try to play a chord that also has that string in it, the whole chord sounds off.
Because of the one string.
Because of the one string.
Sure.
And then if you try to play a whole song,
the whole song's out of tune.
The whole song's out of tune. So being able to retune those systems and those organs in the body can help the body as a whole function better. So one thing out of balance can throw the entire balance of the body off. But if you can help to rebalance that one thing that's off or two things that are off, you can put the body back into a balanced state where now it's sounding like it's supposed to.
All right. Something that's off. It's kind of a serious topic, but cancer.
Yeah.
Is there a naturopathy way of dealing with cancer? and I'm going to get personal because it's in my home. Let's talk about breast cancer. My wife has it. It's no secret. I've mentioned it on the podcast before. She's going through chemotherapy right now. But are there natural ways of dealing with breast cancer?
Okay. Well, first, let me start by saying I am not a medical doctor.
Okay, absolutely. There's that disclaimer there.
I always have to put that disclaimer out there. Okay. I'm not a medical doctor. Nothing I say can be construed as medical advice. Okay.
And I'm not, this is for entertainment purposes only. And so that's the way I am accepting it.
Exactly. So the thing about cancer. Okay, so one of the things that I work a lot with is chronic inflammation.
Yeah.
And cancer is generally described as a symptom of the inflammation that has just gone on chronic way too long. So the symptoms kept compounding and compounding and compounding. And sometimes once you get to the cancer stage, there's not really a whole lot you can use to bring it back. So I am not anti-medication at all. I'm not conventional medicine. I just feel like people should try natural means as much as possible first before it gets to a point where you need all the other stuff. And if you get to the point where you need all the other stuff, you can use natural means to help supplement. That's the reason why I call myself integrative, because I feel like there's a place for everything. As my husband said, you can't fix a broken arm with essential oils. It's like, I love essential oils, but sometimes you need to have the cast, okay? So
That's true. It's true.
So there are some natural therapies out there that can help with dealing with those types of conditions. I always tell everyone, too, when you're dealing with that, too, there are also natural things that you can use to help boost the body as well in order for it to deal with the aggressive nature of the chemo. In things. Sometimes you get to a point where you have to have the chemo. Sometimes you have to have the surgery. But you can use natural means to help your recovery and help your body get back to where it needs to be so it can fight off the infection. It can fight off the aggressive nature, and it can rebuild itself.
Well, and thanks to some friends in another state, we have been using natural supplements to which have then taken the place of opioids. Yeah, she's been on natural supplements, and oh my gosh, she sleeps well.
Yeah,
so the nausea's down.
Yeah.
And why it's not legal in Texas? Come on, folks.
Yeah, we have to be very, very careful in Texas about certain things.
Yes.
And so I have to be very, very careful about the things I say and don't say, and things that I advise and don't advise. So,
all right. What are some of the things that you do or your family does in terms of a homeopathic or a naturopathic way of lifestyle? So let's find out what she practices. She practices what she preaches.
Oh, I definitely practice what I preach. Now, some of my other parts of my family, they kind of sometimes will go off the deep end. It's like, okay, to each their own. I try to lead by example.
Yeah.
And if they choose to take the example, that's their choice or not.
For example.
So, obviously nutrition is very important in my home. I also make liberal use of one of my favorite homeopathy things is Bach flowers. I love Bach flowers, as in like the composer Bach, B-A-C-H.
Okay.
And so
let's go back. What is a Bach flower? Because I've never heard of that.
Well, Bach flowers are they're like flower essence blends. So they're different than a essential oil. Essential oils is like distilled, so Bach flower is kind of the essence of specific flowers that help people with emotional states of mind.
Okay.
So I find those very, very comforting to be able to use because, sometimes even the best of us, we get into these emotional states that are not the best. And so Bach flowers are really good for helping with stuff like that. It can help with, like confidence issues, it can help, during transitional times. It can help, Rescue Remedy is one of the ones that is like, okay, if you just like get hit with a lot of shock, like a surgery or just like, it's one of those ones that can just kind of help balance you, that you can like take, to kind of just like, smooth everything out. So
Bach flowers. And is it edible, or is it something that you smell, or what?
It's actually, they come in different forms. Most of them are going to be like in drop form that you just kind of like drop underneath your tongue.
Like a tincture?
A tincture, yes.
There you go.
Sometimes they're in pastel forms where you can like get them like in little mints, and you can like just put it under your tongue to dissolve, like stress mints. So they're kind of like stress mints are usually, the natural stress mints are usually made with Bach flowers. So it helps,
And they go underneath your tongue and you let them dissolve. And,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There's even one that's like spray. You can spray it in your mouth.
Do they come in different flavors or I mean, no, you're laughing at me. Come on, Michaela, this.
No, I wish they did come in flavors, but it usually doesn't have a lot of flavor to them.
Okay.
But like, there are some brands that are made that, they will add like a little flavoring to them. So it'll taste like mint or it'll taste like honey or something like that. So.
And they add to the health of your health and well-being of your body.
Yes. And I personally talk a lot about emotions and emotional states in a lot of what I do because I find that is the piece that is missing in a lot of health and wellness. Nowadays, we are talking a lot more about mental health, which is separate than emotional, but emotional is part of that. But I have found that for overall health and well-being, a lot of people forget about the emotional states and the mental and how that also affects the physical body and vice versa. And so I try to help people understand that in order to have complete wellness, you have to look at each of those different factors. That's why it's called body, mind, spirit, or body, mind, soul, however you want to say it, because it's the physical body, it's the mental body, it's the emotional states. All of that is interconnected. And particularly like in conventional medicine, they talk a little bit about, keep a positive attitude up because that can help you, all that kind of stuff. But I don't think it goes deep enough because those emotions, they can not only help you heal, but they can also hinder your progress too, because what you believe and feel about yourself, about your condition, or about your state of life can directly affect your physical health.
Wow. And as a result of all this, you wrote a book.
I did.
We're talking with Doctor of Naturopathy, Michaela Jones, and next week we will dive deep into her new book. In the meantime, this is the place where you'll hear the latest Mansfield news, talk, and information. Until then, don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, share, love, or support this podcast if you haven't already so you never miss an episode. It's free and it's easy. Just enter your email address on our website, aboutmansfield.com. We will never send you any spam. We promise. About Mansfield is recorded at Podcast Mansfield Recording Studio. Hosts Steve Casillo and Colleen Daniel. Moment with the Mayor feature Michael Evans. Methodist Mansfield News to Know Angel Biasatti. Mansfield Real Estate Market Update Angela Hornburg. Cultural Arts Calendar Tim Roberts. Cocktail of the Week Brian Certain. And post-production editing, mixing, and mastering Steve Casillo and Andrew Miner. This podcast is copyrighted by Podcast Mansfield Recording Studio for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this podcast without written consent is prohibited. We thank you all for listening. On behalf of the entire news team, I'm Steve Casillo, and this is About Mansfield.